Rod Kawecki has developed a revolutionary theory related to the Hubble expanse anomaly. He posits the existence of a push force that is responsible for expanding the space between galaxies and creating a repulsive pathway between celestial bodies. This push force drives the continuous expansion of the universe, where celestial bodies with positively charged properties generate a negatively charged speedway in the space separating them. This phenomenon, based on electromagnetic physics principles, represents a novel discovery in the field. Kawecki's innovative theory provides new insights into the dynamics of space that have not been previously explored or documented in scientific literature.
The cosmic swell midfield space gravity waves. These surface gravity waves have their origin as wind waves, but are the consequence of dispersion of wind waves from distant propagate along the interface between water and air under the predominating influence of gravity, and thus are often referred to as surface gravity. After the Big Bang, things started to cool down. Hot molded liquids in the universe bang began cooling and changing into a solid. With these planets and galaxies were formed. Little bangs, as I call them, were the second stage on the universe. During this transformation, the liquid universe spun, resisting the cold, empty space it resided in. As a singularity, a gigantic vertex was formed. This gravitonic state and time of the universe, because space is infinite in size mass, created a centralized spin that would end because space is so large in its mass matter has no place to surrender. Such it began tearing a hole in the properties of what we define to be empty space. Space must come from some sort of vacuum element which is unknown. In any event, the universe galactic matter formed waves of great precision. These waves collapsed because of its accelerating speed in the vacuum. The collapse formed a swell in the space vacuum resistance and started a balloon-type continuance of expansion. Lumps of the dark matter vacuum collapsed and resolved in small parts that collected and bond together into what we refer today as the Hubble sphere. From cosmology, fluid dynamics, and conceptual physics, quantum physics, or C-theory frameworks, the swell midfield space gravity waves. These are surface gravity waves that originated as wind waves ripples across the early cosmic medium. Over time, through dispersion and interaction with the vast vacuum, they evolved into structured patterns of movement propagating along the interface of emerging matter and the expansive vacuum of space. Governed by gravity, they were sculpted by the tension between mass and emptiness surface gravity in a universal context. After the Big Bang, the universe began to cool. What began as molten, high-energy fluid started to solidify. From this phase transition emerged planets, galaxies, and the large-scale structure of the cosmos. I call these formations little bangs, the secondary events that emerged after the primordial blast, each a localized eruption of order from chaos. During this transformation, the universe spun a vast rotating fluid resisting the cold vacuum in which it resided. In its singular state, a gargantuan vortex formed. This gravitoric era, the time where mass, space, and gravity coalesced in a spinning singularity, was a consequence of infinite space mass, a continuum so vast that matter had no boundaries to rest against or encircle. It was this absence of resistance that caused a rupture tear in the properties of what we now define as empty space.